Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. So today we're going to start in a seated position on our mat. Whatever is comfortable, maybe that's sitting cross-legged, maybe that's a full lotus for you, maybe that's sitting on the heels, or just however feels best. Maybe hips are propped up by a blanket or a cushion. Let your hands find a place to rest, maybe down in your lap or on top of your legs. Close your eyes. And just pause and check in here. How are you feeling at this moment? How are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling physically? And then notice what the quality of your breath is like. If it's comfortable, perhaps start breathing in and out through just your nose, but if that is just not a good option for you today, breathe however you need to. If you're breathing in and out through your nose, maybe you're noticing if there's maybe one sinus is a little more open than the other. Maybe notice the quality of the air, any scents in the air. Any warmth, any coolness. And then notice the breath within your body. If it helps, you can always place maybe your right hand over your navel, left hand maybe up on your chest. As you inhale, let your navel expand out and let the breath rise up into the chest. As you exhale, feel it relax back and down. Continuing to breathe like this. If we are breathing and our belly is expanding, then we are successfully utilizing our diaphragm muscle. This is a more relaxed, a more full breath for the body. But if you're not feeling much movement through that lower hand, that is okay too. We're working towards it. Maybe just 2 more breaths here. And then on the next inhale, bring the hands out alongside the hips. Flip your palms up towards the sky or ceiling. And on the inhales, extend, lift those arms up, extend up through your fingertips. Exhale, if possible, just let arms get heavy with palms still facing up as you lower the hands down. But if that feels like too much for the chest, for the shoulders, rotate palms back to the earth as you come down. And we'll do this flow a few times. So just continuing on with your breath. Inhale. At the peak of that inhale, as it gets the deepest, really extend up through the crown of your head, through those fingertips. And as you exhale, feel the heaviness, that weight of gravity and your arms, sinking them back down to the earth. Maybe one more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale to lower. And then we're going to see if it feels okay to just dip your right ear towards your right shoulder, pausing and breathing through that left side of the neck. So maybe left fingertips to the outside of the left hip, extending the left shoulder away, elongating that left side of your neck. Pause and breathe here for a few moments. If it does not feel good, as always in our practice, modify, come out if that's what's best for you. And then if it feels okay, start rotating your chin towards that shoulder. Feel how that changes the stretch, really moves it to different muscles more through the back of the neck or the upper back. Pause there, and then ear back towards the shoulder. Feel free to stay there or start rotating more of the back of your head towards that shoulder. Your chin a little more towards the sky. Now switching that intensity to the front side of your neck. Maybe you feel it in the throat. Maybe you feel it in the jaw. Maybe it's the clavicle. Rotate your ear back towards your shoulder as you inhale. Bring the head slowly back up in line with your spine. And then as you exhale, left ear towards the left shoulder. We're going to pause and breathe into that right side of the neck. If left fingertips were down, bring those up. Maybe extend those right fingertips down. Extend and reach down so that the right shoulder decompresses away from that right side of the neck. Breathing here. And again, you can stay there, or if it feels like an option for you, rotate your chin towards that left shoulder. Observe that sensation, how it changes. And then ear back towards the shoulder. And then again, very much optional, but if it feels good to you, back of your head towards that shoulder, chin more towards the sky. Deep breaths there. Ear back towards the shoulder again. Deep breath to slowly bring the head back up in line with the spine. From there, we're just going to do a couple of neck circles. So our head circles, bring your chin down towards your chest. Whichever direction you want to start circling the head all the way around the shoulders if that feels good. Maybe about 2 times around in one direction. Take your time. When your chin meets your chest, just reverse those circles, rolling in the opposite direction again about 2 times. Once your chin meets your chest again, inhale, extend back up through the spine. If your eyes are still closed, go ahead and blink those open. And then we're actually going to go ahead and come up to standing from here. So go ahead and stand all the way up, coming into mountain pose. So as you come up, glance at your feet. We want those underneath the hip bones. Make sure feet are parallel, not one side turning out, the toes turning out wider than the other. Toes facing towards the top of the mat. And then let hands extend down alongside the hips. First, just letting arms relax, let them get heavy. Feel how that does relax the shoulders down the back slightly. Check in with those feet. We can have active feet, maybe spreading toes wide, maybe kind of pressing down into those feet. Finding yourself pressing somewhere between the toes, the pads of the feet, and the heels. Put a slight bend in those knees, a little micro bend, and then tilt your pelvis just slightly so that your low back is supported. Those lower abdominals below the navel start to fire up. And then extending up through your spine. Feel your chest slightly lift, lifting through the top of your head. And then we will rotate those palms out to the sides, just like we did it seated. We're going to inhale, extend slowly all the way up, extending through those fingertips. This time as we exhale, we're going to turn palms back towards the earth and fold it forward. So put as much bend in the knees as it takes to make sure your back feels great with this. As you inhale, we're going to bend through the knees, sweep palms back up towards the sky, all the way up, standing up, reach up. Exhale back into that forward fold. And let's flow here maybe one more time. And then this time, as you exhale, we're going to go ahead and pause at the bottom there. We're going to move into a chair pose from there. So depending on how deep you want your chair to be, if you feel comfortable taking a very deep chair, we are going to start bending those knees, but keep your fingertips down either to or towards the earth. So maybe they come onto a block, maybe they come all the way down. And extend those arms out slightly. So arms are at just a little bit of an angle. And this is a little crass, but almost as though you were, sitting on a toilet, reaching for the ground. So from there, you can keep hands down, or you can bring the torso up slightly, extend arms up at an angle in line with your spine. So from tailbone through fingertips, or hands can come palm to the center of your chest, prayer position. If this is too much, or if your knees are really taking the weight, maybe knees have come past the toes, we want to push those hips back or come up a little bit higher out of that chair. How is your low back feeling with this? Can you tuck the tailbone slightly? Keep the low back long. One more deep breath in as you exhale. Go ahead and fold it forward. From that forward fold, we'll go ahead and step the left foot back. So coming through high lunge on that right side. Pausing there a minute to just really push back through that left heel. So left knee lifted high. The right knee should be stacked right above that right ankle. So if you need a lift underneath the hands, they might be to the floor, they might be onto a block. And then we are going to come to downward dog. So if hands are on the block, go ahead and push that away for a moment. Go ahead and step that back to downward facing dog. And then we are going to inhale forward either to full or modified plank from there. So inhale it forward, either knees lifted high or drop those knees down, but keeping shoulders above the wrists. And then from there, we're going to see if our side plank feels like a good option. So maybe it's right palm to the mat. Maybe a fist with the hand feels better for the wrist. Placing those knuckles down to the mat. And then we will open it up to the left. So if you're in full plank, you're just going to roll to that right edge of the right foot. Left arm extends up. If you're in modified, you're going to bend that right knee even more and kind of bring the shin out to the side. And then left leg extends back. Tap the inner edge of the left foot down to the mat with left arm up. One more deep breath in here. As you exhale, slowly rotate back to full or modified plank. And then we're going to go ahead and tuck those toes, come back up to downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Reach back through those toes, and then see if you can use the strength of your body to pull the knee into the chest and step it up between those hands. If it gets stuck, that's okay. We're going to immediately step forward to a forward fold. As you inhale, we'll sweep the arms out, stand, reach it all the way back up, tall mountain. Exhale, back into that forward fold. Flow through chair, so deep bend in the knees. Again, hands to the chest. Maybe they sweep up. As you exhale, fold it back forward. And then this time we're going to step the right foot back, taking high lunge for just a moment, maybe a couple of breaths on that left side. Take a moment to find that correct placement. So knee above that ankle. Right foot is pressing back, right knee lifted high. And then we'll go ahead and bring that back to downward facing dog, pressing it back. Inhale, we will come forward to full or modified plank. Stack those shoulders above the wrists. Pausing there a moment, tuck that tailbone slightly. Feel all the muscles of your core fire up. And then we'll open it up on the inhale to the right, to our right side plank. Again, modified, knee bent, spin the foot out to the side, a little kickstand out to the side, and a right foot down, or for full, roll to that outer edge of that left foot. Either way, right arm extending up towards the sky. Exhale, folding it back forward through plank, and then back up to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Reach the toes. Exhale, use the strength to pull that knee in towards the chest. See if you can step that up between the hands. And then from there to forward fold. Inhale, we'll stand, reach it up to tall mountain. Exhale, folding it back forward. One more chair pose. Sit those hips back. Inhale, torso up. Arms extend or hands at the chest. Exhale, folding it forward deeply. And then we will go ahead and step the right foot back. Step the left foot back, back to downward facing dog. And then again, we're going to inhale forward to full or modified plank. We're going to pause and hold it here. So find that level that works best for you. And I just want you to pause and engage as much as you can. So we are pressing the heels back, knees lifted high, but not locking out the knees if you're in full. Either way, full or modified with those knees touching down, start imagining as though the heels are getting further apart without actually bringing them further apart. Feel that fires up the muscles of the outer glutes, the hips, the outer legs. Tuck that tailbone slightly again and feel how that has brought your lower hips, your upper hip bones closer to your lower ribs. Feel all of those muscles supporting the spine here. And if you want even more intensity, start imagining as though you're bringing the forearms back towards those toes. So you've squeezed everything in tight. Feel the muscles of your chest, your arms, your shoulders fire up. A lot of intensity here, but stay relaxed through the jaw. We don't need the jaw muscles through this. One more deep breath in as you exhale. Go ahead and release the knees if they're up. We'll all bend at the elbows, release all the way down to the mat. Let your cheek come down to rest. Let arms extend back by the hips. Untuck those toes. Let the heels maybe drop open wide. Maybe big toes into touch. Pause and rest and breathe here. From here, we'll move into locust pose. So we're going to tuck that tailbone under. First, start by untwisting, lifting the head. Maybe start to lift the chest. And then maybe add those arms and legs. So again, a lot of intensity, just like plank, but now we're fighting even more against gravity as we don't have the support of the arms. It's the support of the core, the back, and you're going to feel those legs, those glutes fire up. Maybe thumbs come in a little closer behind the back. Squeeze those shoulder blades in slightly. Maybe big toes come in a little closer. You can extend through those fingers, those toes though. One more deep breath in, really squeeze, lift everything up. Exhale, release it down, opposite cheek to the mat. Pausing, resting, and breathing here. Feel how the breath is deep, but sped up a little bit here. Let's let it slow back down. And then we're going to tuck those hands underneath the shoulders, press back and up into our child's pose. Take your time to make your way there. Pausing there for a few moments, a few breaths, just to let the back relax, to let everything calm down and relax. Forehead maybe to the mat, maybe it's to stacked fists. Arms maybe extend forward, or maybe they relax back alongside the feet. Wherever you're most comfortable, maybe one more full breath here. And then as you inhale, I'm actually going to have you roll up and just flip right onto your back from there. So once you come down onto your back, feel free to hug those knees into your chest. Maybe you want to rock that side to side a few times, massaging the muscles of your back. And then from here, we're just going to take a spinal twist. So you can bring knees still up towards your chest, bending at the knees, extend arms straight out from the shoulders, or bend at the elbows into what we call cactus arms. And then let the knees, the legs rock over and maybe come down to rest on that left side. If they don't quite make it there comfortably, you can always bring your straight left arm underneath that outer edge of that left thigh, left shin, or maybe a block or a blanket there. Or if they come all the way down, it's comfortable, just let them get heavy, and then maybe turn your chin open towards that right shoulder. Feel free to close the eyes, relaxing and breathing here for just a few breaths. See if on those exhales, if you can really just soften and let go wherever you're holding on. Maybe it's in the hands, the wrists, the jaw. Maybe those hips are working still. On your next inhale, we will unwind, bring chin, bring knees back up. Feel free to hug those, rock them around. Once that feels complete, arms extend back out from the shoulders as you exhale. Let the legs rock over to the right side. And again, down to rest, however feels best. Make your modifications, adjustments. Maybe chin rolls open towards that left shoulder here. And your job is to let go with those exhales. Soften, let gravity do the work. Let go of any strain, any holding on, any sense of controlling the pose. Maybe one more full breath here. As you inhale, we will slowly unwind the spine. Again, feel free to hug the knees, rock it around. We're just going to come into happy baby from here. So when you're ready, come back to neutral, separate the feet out wide, and then reach down, take hold of maybe the feet, maybe it's the ankles. Arms are in between those knees, so knees very wide, and then turn those soles of the feet up towards the sky. So we're kind of in a supine chair pose here, but we're not using those strength of the legs. We're actually relaxing them and using the strength of the arms to squeeze and stretch those inner thighs, those inner hips, squeezing them down towards our underarms, our armpits. If your tailbone has risen up from the mat, flatten it back down. Feel the tailbone slightly press into the mat. That kind of isolates this a little more into those hips. One more deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to release to supine butterfly. Let the feet come down. Let the soles of feet turn into touch. Knees open out wide. And then put hands, arms, wherever they feel best. For a lot, that's maybe resting on your abdomen or your hip bones. Maybe it's relaxing out alongside your torso like we do for Shavasana. Or maybe it's relaxing out above your head. Just maybe that feels freer to you to breathe here. It kind of splays out the ribs just a little bit more. Feel free to close your eyes. And again, we're letting gravity do the work. So deep breath in. As you exhale, soften, just let go. And we'll continue to breathe here, perhaps really becoming aware of the breath through your torso. Can you feel your belly rise up, your ribs rise and expand out to the sides, and your chest rise up? Exhales, feel all of that let go. Excellent. Just a few more breaths here. And then we will slowly bring those knees back up towards each other. Feel free to hug the knees one more time. And then making our way down for final relaxation. So if your back feels great, I encourage you to extend the legs all the way down the mat. Let heels maybe tap down to the corners of the mat. And then just let feet relax open wide. If your low back needs support, though, you can always place a rolled blanket behind the crease of the knees. Or you can always, if you don't have that available, keep the knees very bent, feet wide to the edges, and knees rest against one another. Hands, arms typically out alongside your torso. And if you're using an eye pillow, go ahead and place it over your eyes now. I relax my feet and ankles. My feet and ankles are completely relaxed. I relax my shins, calves, and knees. My shins, calves, and knees are completely relaxed. I relax my thighs and hamstrings. My thighs and hamstrings are completely relaxed. I relax my hips and pelvis. My hips and pelvis are completely relaxed. I relax my hands and wrists. My hands and wrists are completely relaxed. I relax my forearms, elbows, and upper arms. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are completely relaxed. I relax my upper back, middle back, and lower back. My upper, middle, and lower back are relaxed. My upper, middle, and lower back are completely relaxed. I relax through my abdomen and ribs. My abdomen and ribs are relaxed. My abdomen and ribs are completely relaxed. I relax through my chest and shoulders. My chest and shoulders are completely relaxed. Relax my neck, face, and jaw. My neck, face, and jaw are completely relaxed. I allow my entire body to fully relax. My entire body is completely relaxed. My entire body is fully and completely relaxed. Slowly start to bring your awareness back in, starting with that sensation of breath. Travels in, expands out, claiming your space in this world. Exhales, relaxing back in, settling in to who you are, settling into your body. And then let awareness come to the center of your palms or the space between your fingers. Notice any sensations or vibrations happening there. And then let little stretches, little wiggles begin. Maybe it starts with the fingers and toes. Maybe it grows into wrists and ankles or arms and legs. Maybe eventually that becomes a full body pencil stretch, reaching through fingers and toes. Or maybe your low back would love for you to just hug those knees into your chest one more time. Take your time, and then just eventually, when that feels complete, rock over to your right side, pausing and resting there for just a few moments, a few breaths, feeling how the weight has shifted with gravity's pull there. Your head can be supported by that right arm, that right bicep. Take your time as long as you need from there, and just eventually start to press yourself back up to whatever seated position feels most comfortable to you at this moment. Once you find that position, let your hands, your arms come down to rest in your lap for just a moment or two. Just like we began, checking in. How are you feeling at this moment? How are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling physically? How does the breath feel? Are the sinuses now clear and open on both sides? And then we will connect our palms together at the center of our chest, prayer position. Thank you so much for joining me. It is always my honor to teach you. Namaste.